Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome. Welcome back to Turntable Currents. It's been a while, but I just decided to come back and do a video like I often do. I've been under the weather last couple of weeks, and before that I was off a week. Saw some shows with my lady and then some friends at a different show, and then after that I've been totally sick. So I thought I'd come back, man. I've been itching to do a video for a while now, but I come in here and then I lose interest because I start doing things, listening, getting into records and stuff like that. And I've been listening to a whole lot of stuff, just pulling stuff out, some newer things. And just doing my thing. Some days I feel like listening to this. Some days I feel like listening to that. We all know. So I've got a little collection here that I've been digging into. And anyways, I'll save that one. But we'll just get right into it, man. Sometimes you just got to listen to the classics. You want to get into your record collection. I haven't heard this in a long time, this song, and then you start getting further in depth into an album. And no particular order, but I got into Eric Clapton's first solo album on Atco. I believe this was 1970. Yeah, sounds about right. And, he's got Rita Coolidge, Jim Price, Bobby Keys, Bobby Whitlock, Leon Russell, Jim Gordon, Bonnie Delaney, Carl Rattle, goes into, I guess, going into Derek and the Dominoes. But I just felt like listening to this. I had, the big songs on here were After Midnight, Blues Power, Let It Rain, which is great songs. Any staple of radio, classic rock, blues rock. And I still have a love in my heart for Clapton. A lot of people kind of hate on him just because, he has his own opinions and whatever. But that doesn't change the memories and all that for me. So it's funny because I've been trying to reach out more and getting his newer albums and stuff. And some of them, are more softer, but I like the blues, Clapton, and Cream, and Yardbirds, and stuff like that. But he's okay in my book. I pulled this one out. This is my first Rolling Stones album that I got back when I was probably, sixth grade, maybe. I used to go to this resale shop, and, the 90s hit. And everybody, late 80s, 90s, everybody started getting rid of their albums. And I hit a gold mine, man. These are I remember paying 50 cents for this, and it's still in just wonderful condition. But, I got to hear some Stones sometimes. And I remember this just being a great introduction of just songs. My favorite time of the Stones. I like the early, going into Let It Bleed, Exile. I dig the Stones regardless. But anyways, this is a good first collection of just really good hits. So I had to listen to that. I pulled this one out. Real clean copy, Steelers Wheel. I felt like listening to this. It's a great album. And I dig that artwork as well. Of course, the big song, Stuck in the Middle with You. But again, these are albums that I just like to pull out and listen to time. I miss listening because I have so much in my collection that it gets hard. It gets hard to keep up with so many albums and so many songs. So I have to make the time. One of my favorite artists, Townes Van Zandt. This is In the Beginning. Came out 2010, I believe. A lot of earlier earlier Townes Van Zandt recordings. But I just absolutely love anything that I get. I have a huge collection of Townes Van Zandt that I've collected over the years, CDs, albums, what have you. I think my very first album I found was the live album in Houston. Excuse me. I believe I paid like $5 for that. I found that, and I was so like, man, you know. I try to pick up any Texas recording, especially from my favorite artists. But yeah, I found that, and then it just snowballed through the years, and you know, songs I learned on guitar. "Waiting Around to Die" was one of my absolute favorite songs. "Colorado Girl," I love that whole the whole feeling of that traveling and the mountains and Texas, and you know, it's Texas blues, country blues. It's great stuff. Speaking of the blues, I've been pulling a lot of this out lately. This old Delta blues, country blues. This is "My Home Is in the Delta" with Fred and Andy McDowell. This is a 2013 release of Blues as Spirituals, and I love, especially on a Sunday morning, getting up listening to old blues, some good jazz or some Middle Eastern music, sitars, Hindu music, meditations, man. So this is one of the great albums I have here, blues that I pulled out. I felt like listening to. Another one. It's one of my favorites. Probably my second favorite guitarist, next to Jimi Hendrix. It's Peter Green. This is a compilation of Man of the World, the anthology, 68 through 83. Of course, with Fleetwood Mac. It's got a great songs on here, and again, sometimes you just need to listen to a greatest hits. This is a European Press 2004 that I've enjoyed Peter Green. I remember I think it was my 19th birthday. I went into a Best Buy, and I'd been eyeing this Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green Fleetwood Mac box set, which I still have up there, and there was a lot of outtakes, a lot of just great songs of their early albums, and I just fell in love with his voice, his guitar playing, and just the story of Peter Green, you know. And sad, we lost him a few years ago, but you know, I will continue to listen to him the rest of my life because I absolutely love his music. This is a gatefold. It's just some great photos and comments on Peter Green, Man of the World. So yeah, I got that. Was listening, pulled that out. This was a Record Day Store purchase that I got. I think it was this last year. It was Lou Reed, "I'm So Free," the 1971 RCA demos. 2022. I love demos, and I love the structure. I know a lot of people, they don't like them. They just like to hear the music with the final product. But I like to hear the sketches, man. I have so many just of the Beatles and these early songs that turn into these great. And this was a thing with Lou Reed. Simple, man. Just stripped down. Perfect Day. You know, it goes into... Yeah, Perfect Day is just a great song. But I'm glad to see, you know, on these record store day things like this or releases that they come out with these things. So Lou Reed, you know, "I'm So Free," the 1971 RCA demos. Another greatest hits I pulled out of the collection, Leonard Cohen. I think I got this, I was back in my teens, and you know, Suzanne, all of it, man. Chelsea Hotel, Famous Blue Raincoat, So Long, Marianne, and it's just the best of. And I felt like listening to it. I think it was a Sunday morning, having coffee. Leonard Cohen on the turntable. This is a 1975 release. This was a reissue on a record store day. This is a Music and Dreams by Robert Lester Folsom. Kind of dreamy, psychedelic, folky release. And I think this one was on... I've seen it for years, but I saw this was released during the record store days, so I decided to grab this one on Anthology Records. I didn't ever have this on vinyl in my collection. I've seen releases and bootlegs over the years and stuff like that, but I like this kind of stuff, definitely. My nephew was here, and he's really getting into record collecting. I got him some records. He's buying some, but he really took a really turn into Santana, early Santana, and he's a drummer too, as well as I am. So when he was here, it was good to hear him say that. I think it was, of course, Soul Sacrifice and Jingo, but like Persuasion, those were like his favorite songs, and then so I had to pull this out, and we sat, talked, and jammed out. And this is my UK press of Santana's first album, the 1969, and of course the beautiful cover. So that was one that I had a good time this early summer listening when he came and visited. Can't deny anything. I can't pass up anything Beatles, but of course if it says psychedelic Beatles, which it's a nice little bootleg. Stuff that I would have put on here, like I'd love to press my own psychedelic Beatles. I've had playlists of my own throughout the years, and anyways, I could make it probably a double, triple album, just of my favorites. But this has got Strawberry Fields, awesome. A lot of these are alternate take, and they've got stuff from the Magical Mystery Tour, like the Psychedelic Bus. It's very short, which would have been cool if it was longer. The Inner Light, Full in the Hill, All You Need Is Love. And then going the David Frost, Hey Jude, which, I don't know if it's too psychedelic, but I Am the Walrus, and then Happy Birthday when they're in India. Your Blues, Mary Jane. And a weird one they put on here is called Peace of Mind. Peace of Mind, and it says it was an unreleased song but had no Beatle involvement. Sounds like the Beatles, but pretty out there. It's a pretty song. It's All Too Much, and then the very end when the end credits of the movie Help, the Barber of Seville, which I guess if you got it, put it out, but. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. A little dry throat. So the Beatles. This was released on a record store day, 2021, I believe. Roky Erickson and the Explosive, Halloween, 79 to 81. Of course, I've watched Roky play several times. 13th Floor Elevators. Met Roky. Talked with Roky many times. And lost Roky, but good recordings, man. So this is Roky and the Explosives, jamming it out, playing some 13th Floor Elevators, some I Walked with a Zombie, Starry Eyes, You're Gonna Miss Me, I Think of Demons, The Beast, a lot of that dark dark stuff, and then in the middle of it they play I've Just Seen a Face by the Beatles, which is a great. But this was recorded in Austin, in Houston, in San Francisco, and Los Angeles. The Continental Club. I've been there, it's still around, I believe, but seen a lot of good shows there. Neil Young, Citizen Kane Jr. Blues. Of course, over the years, bootleg, live show. This is Neil Young, The Bottom Line, New York City, May 16th, 1974. And then he officially released it on his bootleg. So, The Bottom Line. This is more like he plays a lot of stuff from On the Beach, Helpless, Rolling Under the Number, Pardon My Heart, Motion Pictures, Green Sleeves, Long May You Run. Great time with Neil Young. Love Neil Young. Love seeing him live. Always thrills me, man. I pulled this one out. This is Open Road by Donovan. Another great album here. I just like pulling out old, stuff you'll probably see in a dollar bin, which, is way overlooked by people. But this is some great Donovan. Yeah. Celtic Rock, Clara Clairvoyant, Season of Farewell, Ricky Tikki Tavi, among others. Another great early 70s, I believe, if I remember. But yeah, Open Road by Donovan. I dig Donovan. I saw Donovan play once, really close. He just sat on the floor with his guitar and just gave a great show. I've got his signature around here somewhere. Pulled this bootleg out of Janis Joplin, the Cosmic Blues Band. The Amsterdam. It's got some Tom Jones recordings on there, as you can see. Janis had a thing for Tom Jones at one time, And I think it was him and what's the dude's name, the football player. But anyways, this is radio shows 69 through 70. This is a European on white vinyl, the European press. But another collection. I was going through my album list, and I listened to some Janis that day, so I got some Cosmic Blues Band. Pulled this one out, Spooky Tooth. This is Witness. Another underrated band, in my opinion, is Spooky Tooth. I've got, I wouldn't say all of their albums, but I've got a big chunk of Spooky Tooth albums. And I love when I find a collection, like a dollar bin collection, or just out and about, There's still good music out there that people have forgotten about or need to discover. And this is one of those bands. What can I say? Check it out. This was a record store day find. Gong in the 70s. I love Gong. Unfortunately, never got to see him play. But just fun music, man. Interesting, out there, speaks to my mind. This had some pretty vinyl here. But anytime, I think there's one I missed on a record store. I think it was the Paris show, which I still need to get. It's still out there. But yeah, I try to pick up. These are my favorites, on record store days. It's the classic stuff, the Doors, the Grateful Dead, Hawkwind, anything that is mind expanding. I want to pick up and put it in the collection. But I think that's a beautiful cover as well. I just love that whole vibe, man. This was, I guess, released in 2006, but 2022 came out on vinyl. As my nephew was here, I had to pull out the Nick Drake albums. This is Brighter Lighter, and then he came in here and he was afraid to. He thought these were sealed, but no, they've been played many times. But this is UK of Nick Drake. Pink Moon, and he finally found a copy. He did good in school, and my sister, she ordered him, or she found him an order, I guess, of Pink Moon. That's what he really wanted, and he's turned out to be a cool kid, man. He's listened to a lot of good, new and old music, but he's expanding his mind and discovering this stuff, and he'll ask me to send him songs and playlists and stuff like that. So yeah, I had those two I pulled out when he was here. Record Store Day is another band I always try to pick up. Is this the Allman Brothers, The Final Note? I believe this is the last show with recorded with Duane Allman here. It's a rough recording, but it's very worth having in the archive. Of this was on like a silver gray. But this is a Painter's Mill Music Fair, Ownings Mills, 10/17/71, and this is number 3620. I think there was 5,000 or 10,000. But anyways, yeah, another great one coming up on October 17th. But yeah, another great one to have in the collection. This is a 2001 release. So yeah, had to listen to that. I pull out the Allman Brothers all the time. Another Record Store Day release. The Doors, LA Woman Sessions, a box set, 4 LPs, made in Germany. A lot of good stuff from one of their best albums. This is number 11,497. I can't remember how many worldwide. But they go through different. This is another one of things like different takes of The Changeling, Lover Madly, Riders on the Storm, LA Woman, She Smells So Nice, Rock Me Baby, Mr. Mojo Rising, Please Baby Don't Go, Baby Please Don't Go, LA Woman, Been Down So Long, I love that song. Get Out of My Life Woman, Crawling King Snake, The Bastard Son of Jimmy and Mama Reed, which is Cars Hiss By My Window, Mystery Train, The Wasp, another part 2 of Been Down So Long, part 3, and then a demo of Hyacinth House and Riders on the Storm, Sunset Sound. But cool box set. Another great addition to my Doors collection. Love the Doors. A lot of history with the Doors, so definitely want to see that. Gotta get it. This was the latest release of Earthless. Another great back to form. It's a Nuclear Blast release. Kind of like has a good texture on this album. I'm not sure. Is this this was. When I saw this come out, I was like, hell yeah, man. So I pre-ordered it, I believe, but this is on the gold. But like I said, return to form, jamming out, great album. Need to spin this more, but I was spinning it, jamming out to it when it came out, and some more. But yeah, Earthless is a great band, man. Great fucking band. I saw them with Sequoia Flame, David, amongst others, and just really, really blew my mind. I felt like listening to some Dead Meadow. This is a live at Roadburn, and another killer band that I've followed many years, seen play, and this is on a blue vinyl. A lot of colored vinyl in this video, but just a great band. Stoner, psychedelic, jamming, and so I think I listened to this right after Earthless or before. I was on that kick that day of just listening to this genre of music, jamming out, loving life, and experiencing some psychedelia, mind expanding. One of my favorite, Neil Young. This is actually a repress of many copies I have, but this was the Neil Young Archives. I don't have. I have the one that says Neil Young. A couple copies of that, but I've come across just beat up, and so wanted this in my collection, and I try to get the Neil Young Archives represses, even though I probably have almost everything that he's put out, but it's good to have some quiet. Like I have Harvest, I haven't listened to it yet, but I always heard that was a great quiet pressing. So I found it like $10 sealed or something. So of course. Got some more to go. Hope you don't mind. Here's a collection I pulled out. Jeff Beck, 1967, UK release. A lot of studio stuff. Excuse me, with Rod Stewart and Ron Wood, Ainsley Dunbar, Roger Cook, which was the Jeff Beck group. Got some Julie Driscoll on here, Long John Baldry, Brian Auger, Vic Briggs, Ricky Fenton, and Mick Waller. But just some good session radio sessions, and I think there's a 68 that I need to get, but 1967. I was going to go see Jeff Beck again, but it's the day I got sick, so I had to forfeit my tickets. I had 3 shows that week, Pearl Jam, Porcupine Tree, and then ZZ Top with Jeff Beck and Ann Wilson, and my last I just couldn't make it, so really bummed about that. I've seen Jeff Beck play. I saw him play over an hour solo, man, just him playing solo, and that was a trip, man. Kadavar, the Isolation Tapes, another great band. This was more mellow to me, not as hard as when I've seen them live or their other albums. They're phenomenal anyways, like that. But yeah, this was I guess recorded during the whole in Berlin through the whole COVID isolation days. So yeah, this is the Isolation Tapes. Kadavar. I'm missing a few of theirs in my collection that I've let go by, but I'll get them eventually. Another bootleg I pulled out, Led Zeppelin. This is Madison Square Garden, New York City, 1973. I just love, like I said, man, there's some good pressings out there of shows, and but yeah, this is one that I've had, and just going through a Zeppelin rock day. I think there was a time I was just listening to concert shows and stuff like that, and so this was one I pulled out. But yeah, mostly a lot of the stuff like in Song Remains the Same. Great stuff. Another live show that I have that I pulled out. Probably listening back to back. This is Eric Clapton, the Dallas Cowboy, recorded in Dallas, Texas. So of course I want that. But this is a great recording, man. I believe this was at the Cotton Bowl in Fair Park. A lot of great history and shows have been there. But I'm trying to think. When was this? This was 1975, I believe. But it's got it's a good, like I said, it's a good recording, man. So if you ever see that, I like to pick up, like I said, Texas recordings. And yeah, this was good. They even do Can't Find My Way Home version of that. I think it's Rita Coolidge, I think. This was a great release on Record Store Day. Little Feat. They finally released, I guess, a proper. It's always been like a bootleg recording, but yeah, a German Rhino Records released this black vinyl, but sorry, this is a 1974 first release of that. So happy to have that, man. I really like this album. It just really I turned it on, man, and did my thing, and it was a good time, man. Pull this one out. This is minus. This is Fat Mattress 2, but minus no rating. There are some recordings of him on here. The last two, well, I guess five out of 11 songs. No rating was on guitar. 1970 release on Atco. Felt like listening to that. I know a lot of people show the first one. Fat Mattress. I pulled this one out, The Seeds. This is Merlin's Music Box, Raw, and Alive, another live. Not the best recording, but it's an essential for the psychedelic garage of The Seeds, Mr. Farmer, Pushing Too Hard, No Escape, Gypsy Plays His Drum, among others. 1969, and this is a 1979 release on Pickwick. But yeah, The Seeds, man. As it made, there's a lot of Seed songs have that Pushing Too Hard groove, kind of like a Bo Diddley. Yeah. Here's one I pulled out. This is Marshmallow Way, Mallow Way. I guess psych pop. This is promotion audition copy. It's not a white label or anything, but it's stamped. But like I said, it's that pop psych, pop music, which is good to have. It's on United Artists. It says audition copy. So that's interesting. But yeah, I think this is a late 60s release. Just felt like listening to it, so I pulled it out. Here's another one I pulled out. Charley D and Milo. This isn't bad, man. This is it's kind of Midwest, California, pop psych, I guess, psych, blue psych, on Epic. So that, it's been a while since I listened to it, so I'm not going to pretend. I was impressed by this one, the Deep Six. This was kind of the same pop psych, but I remember listening to this, and it's taken away a little bit. But yeah, this is another one, Deep Six, pretty cool. I found this one in a dollar bin, man, and I'd only seen it in like books, but yeah, I knew what it was. Cream Songbook, The Rubber Band. It's what it is, just like instrumental, dare I say, music, but I don't know. It's always in my psychedelic books. I think there's a Hendrix or Rolling Stones. But anyways, I saw that and I was like, hell yeah, I'll pick that up. So, but it's not one I pull out very often. But yeah, excuse me. Another cool one. This is on the Verve label, Street. Again, it goes into that psychedelia. I think this one's more like almost theatrical, or I should listen to these again. They've been sitting in here in my but I like this one. It had some covers on here, stuff like that. If I Needed Someone, Tomorrow's a Long, Long Time, medley of the Beatles and Dylan, High Heel Sneakers, but What was I going to say? There was something about this album. But anyways, you see stuff like this on Verve, it's pretty good stuff. This is one from Lovecraft, which was H.P. Lovecraft, Valley of the Moon. Not as psychedelic as I wanted it to be, but I do love my H.P. Lovecraft albums, and this is, I believe, their last one. I may be wrong, but different sounding from the first two, in my opinion. I got a few more here. Excuse me. Kind of psych blues. Damnation, which is the justice, which is the thief. Another one that's always in these books that I've grew up of the album art and stuff like that. But yeah, I wanted to pull that out and listen to it the last month or so. So that was one that I pulled out. Another great one that I like is the Glitterhouse, Colorblind, first edition. I don't know, this one had the shrink on it. I've had the shrink on it, and it just kind of started getting a little toasty right there. So pulled it off, and as I was listening to it, so I have some that I'm conflicting to taking they're so old and they have the shrink wrap on, but I like taking shrink wrap off of stuff and opening the whole experience and not having, that all over it. But anyways, there's a couple that I found, like the Peanut Butter Conspiracy and what's the other one? Dude he played on Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, Dallas Taylor. Totally slipped my mind. But that one, I found that original and Shrink, and that one have the album, but I don't know. Black Sabbath, The End. I pulled this out, I think during the live stuff, and this was in Birmingham, their final gig, supposedly in 2017, and I went to this tour as well, so it means more to me to have releases from shows or tours that I've been to. So this one is on the blue vinyl. So I think this is a triple, if I remember right. Yeah, triple album of the Birmingham last show. So good addition in my Black Sabbath. So another cool one here. Hawkwind, another one of my favorite bands. This is pretty cool. This is Zones, but this is a UK press, and I like a lot of their 80s, late 70s Hawkwind. And they go into these electronic jams or whatever. But yeah, there's another Hawkwind I had to pull out. This is Garcia Peoples. This is a great album too, a great band. Natural Facts on Beyond Beyond Beyond. So I pulled that out. Some good. I don't know. It kind of sticks to the Jerry Garcia, the jamming, the good songs. There's some good songs in here. So one of a few that I have by them. This one hits pretty close to home. This is Led Zeppelin, International Motor Speedway, live in Louisville, Texas, August 31st, 69, FM broadcast. This is after Woodstock. A lot of bands came around here, not too far from where I live, North Dallas area. And this is a recording of many that I've seen. And this is on Mind Control. But different covers. But there's actually the area now has apartments, and it used to be a speedway, and it's like a train like a dart train station now. But after all these years, there was a group of people or a couple people that finally put up a proper sign there, like a monument marker, which was amazing. It's many years later, but I've been there to see that and pay my respects for that whole scene. It was a big deal. A lot of people that I've known used to go, like a guy I work with, he remembers going as a teenager just to look at the hippies. And, they were a carnival attraction or something. But there was a lot of pot there that I'm being told. I know a guy that went, and they called it the Texas Pot Festival. But Led Zeppelin, they were a new and upcoming band, and glad to have that. Like I said, I've seen some better covers that had been released as of late, but pretty cool. And I got three more. Another one I had to pick up was the Duane Allman and Eric Clapton jamming together in 1970. A lot of just studio jams. I guess that in the days of Derek and the Dominoes. Double album here. This one's a gatefold. Absolutely love Duane Allman, and all the music he's played, all the records he's played on. Of course, the Allman Brothers, one of my favorite bands. So anything, man, give it a chance. And so I pulled this out. Another cool one. Texas Sun. It says Leon Bridges, and I can't say it, man. I believe they're from Houston and Texas. But yeah, I'm not gonna even slaughter that. But Leon Bridges, he's local as well, and they have a sequel that I have here. I haven't showed yet, but it's Texas Moon. But absolutely excellent music. So I love this when this local stuff comes out, and it's just mind blowing. And the last one is Mexican, singer Sola. Kind of, I'm not gonna say, ballady, but I wanted to pull out and play it one day. So this is a Mexican release, Mexican press. Let me think, 1971, 1970 maybe. But yeah, dig the cover as well. I think that's originally why I got this. But yeah, not something I'll play all the time, but it's every once in a while I pull it out, and that's what you listen to, man. So anyways, that's all I'm going to show. I've been holding up records everywhere, man, to show. But I thought I'd start with these 45 minutes in. So it's good to be back. Hopefully I can keep this up if people comment, listen, and dig it. But anyways, I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope that your life is moving in the right direction. So stay on the good path and do your thing, man. So take care, and as always, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.